Orania in the Northern Cape and Kleinfontein in Gauteng are Afrikaner settlements. The EFF says they are not cultural enclaves, but preserve exclusion and violates principles that bind South Africa.
Will not be fooled. Yes. Every racist enclave, no matter how small, is a cancer on our nation's body. Orania, Kleinfontein, or Eureka to persist emboldens discrimination. Is this division? Troubling the unity we need to build Africa.
Several political parties share these sentiments.
We must never lose sight of the painful legacy of apartheid and the structural inequalities it embedded in our society. Our struggle was not merely against a political system, but against an ideology that dehumanized people on the basis of race. Allowing racially exclusive communities to flourish unchallenged is tantamount to betraying that struggle.
To dissolve the 9 provinces into 4, we will extinguish the racist thought of Cape exit.
These enclaves do not only threaten nation building, they distort it. They reassert the privileges of a few while the alienating of the majority. They reinforce the myth that peace and progress can only be sustained through separation. That is not the South Africa we fought for.
The FF Plus defended the existence of the enclaves.
The real threat to nation building. A political party that sows dissent, that intimidates people, that practices division, and longs for a revolution in South Africa, the EFF is that threat. Who is the real threat to non-racialism? A political party who wants to cut the throat of whiteness and who wants to confiscate the property of whites. A party that says that they might someday call for the slaughtering of white people in South Africa, but not yet. Once again, that is the EFF.
Self-determination can never become a veil for segregation. And in this regard, it is important to emphasize that these enclaves, no matter how self-sufficient they may seek to be, do not and cannot exist in isolation from the broader South African society.
The Patriotic Alliance argued that there are similarities between the enclaves and the EFF.
They have leaders with racist and separatist ideological views. The EFF's entire organizational ideology is based on an atheist white man Karl Marxist thinking, who is historically known to have racist views. Orania and Kleinfontein only prefers the Afrikaans part of the national anthem, and the EFF only prefers the Nguni part of our national anthem. Orania and Kleinfontein calls for an Afrikaner separatist identity, whilst EFF chants Kill the Boer to promote a black separate identity. Therefore, South Africans should view EFF and enclaves like Orania as a threat to nation building.
While Action SA requested MPs to look at themselves than pointing fingers at others.
The same ideology thrives here in this house, in parties that pretend to be liberal or revolutionary while preaching division, inciting hate, and refusing to take responsibility for the fires they fan in our society. You cannot claim to love this country while setting it alight with reckless rhetoric. You cannot provoke chaos and still call yourself a true servant leader of the people.
Lula Mamatya, SABC News, Parliament.